Do you really love the night? Maybe you're just escaping the day. Imagine gliding through the sky like an owl. You are the bird of the night. You don't hide in the darkness, you find your way in the darkness. After all the crowds, the pressure to hurry, and the noise of the day, you choose to calm down. Because at night, the world falls silent. The sounds fade away. And in that moment, control is yours again. In this video, we'll talk about why you're an owl. Before we start, tell me what time you're watching this video right now. What does most of American society do? They wake up at 7 a.m., drink their coffee, and start their day. For them, this means being disciplined, successful, and productive. But for some people, this time is like the middle of the day because they have just woken up. This is not a sleep disorder or a lack of discipline. It's just that the time when their brain works best is different from the majority. So trying to fit everyone into the same system is like forcing a right-handed person to write with their left hand. For most people in society, their brains increase cortisol secretion with the morning light. This is the hormone that wakes them up, prepares them for the day, and gets them moving. As the sun rises, their brains go into let's go, let's conquer the world mode. This process is natural, automatic, and effortless for them. On the other hand, the sleep hormone melatonin rises throughout the night and gradually decreases with the first light of morning. Their brains literally work in parallel with the sun. This pattern works flawlessly for millions of people. And you, night owl, your brain mostly doesn't follow the same rhythm. Psychologists call this a late chronotype. So your biological clock is set to a later time than most people's. That's why your cortisol surge occurs in the afternoon and your melatonin decline coincides with the evening hours. While most people's brains shut down at 11 p.m., your prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for creativity, problem solving, and complex thinking, starts working at full capacity. Think of it this way. Some cars warm up immediately when first started in the morning. You, however, are like a car whose engine takes time to fully warm up. You warm up slowly but perform at your best at night. This has to do with your brain's chemical makeup. A 2019 study found that night owls performed better than morning people on cognitive flexibility tests in the evening. Scientists at the University of Westminster also showed that people with a night chronotype reach peak cortisol levels several hours later than morning types. Another study suggests that the dopamine system becomes more active in night owls, especially in the evening. So this isn't something you're imagining. Your brain really does work on a different schedule. Trying to change this is like doing yourself an injustice. When do you have the most energy? Have you ever wondered why you work better at night? Because some brains work better on the night shift. We can compare this to a restaurant kitchen shift. Some chefs come to work early in the morning, prepare the ingredients, and get ready for the lunch service. Other chefs come into the kitchen during the evening shift and produce excellent meals until midnight. One is not better than the other. Both are chefs, both are talented. They just work different shifts. Your brain also produces its best work during the night shift. So the problem isn't with you, it's with the system that tries to squeeze you into the same time slot. For years, society told you that your sleep pattern was disordered, but the truth is very different. Throughout human history, there was a need for people who stayed awake at night to survive. For thousands of years, while everyone else slept, some brains like yours watched for danger, detected threats, and kept watch. The people we call night owls today are the continuation of this role. That's why the brains of 20 to 30% of the population are still biologically tuned to nighttime. So you're not abnormal, you're part of an evolutionary survival strategy. But there's an important distinction here. Staying awake at night is not the same as seeking refuge in the night. Both can be real, but their sources of sustenance are very different. If you choose the night, your brain opens up during those hours and you feel more alive and productive. This is a healthy chronotype. But if you are escaping the day, trying to avoid your responsibilities, or if the night feels safer to you, then another defense mechanism is at work here. The difference is this. One empowers you, the other makes you invisible. So are you empowering yourself or are you hiding? Don't forget to comment. The morning person's brain has an advantage because it works in parallel with society's established system. The system is designed according to their rhythm. The night person's brain, on the other hand, peaks during the hours when the world is quiet and stimuli are reduced. There is no good or bad here. Morning people shine at morning meetings, night people leave their mark on midnight projects. Both are valuable in their own time. Most of history's greatest creators also reached their clearest state at night. Mozart, Kafka, Obama all took steps to reach their peak during the night hours. We now know this. Staying awake at night is not your choice. It is part of your brain's architecture. But that's where the story begins. When the sun rises at the same time for everyone, why do some brains perform at their peak at night? The first layer of this is biological. The suprachiasmatic nucleus is the clock center in your brain. In most people, this clock operates on a 24-hour cycle. Your clock, however, runs a little longer. This difference is written in your genetic code. The PER3 and CLOK genes are responsible for this. It may not just be a habit, but a biological inheritance. The second layer is shaped during childhood. Perhaps the only time you found peace at home was at night. While the day was filled with noise, chaos, and expectations, you finally felt like you could breathe at night. Or during your teenage years, studying late into the night became associated with success in your brain. Your brain recorded this as a reward. Your genetic predisposition to be a night owl was reinforced by these experiences. And now we come to the final layer, your personality. Research shows that night people can be more introverted, more creative, and more open-minded because nighttime is when social pressure is at its lowest. Daytime forces you to talk, respond, and get somewhere. And the stillness of the night is just you and your thoughts. If you're introverted, this stillness nourishes you. Your brain says, I'm safe here. And over time, you feel like you've become one with the night. So what good is knowing all this? You can't control something you can't name. Staying awake at night is the intersection of your biological programming, what you learned as a child, and your personality. So stop blaming yourself. You're not different. Your clock is just set to a later hour. From tonight on, stop asking, why am I still awake? Instead, ask, what is happening in my body right now? Is my cortisol high, my melatonin low, or am I just trying to conform to society's clock? This small awareness draws a line between blaming yourself and understanding yourself. You have two paths before you. The first is to accept this rhythm and say, yes, I am a night owl, and shape your life accordingly. The second is to consciously transform this rhythm. Which one's right? There is no single answer because times change, needs change. The decision is always yours. In the end, we learn this. Being a night owl is not a label. It's a way the brain works. Nothing more, nothing less. When you understand your rhythm, you stop living your life according to someone else's clock. So, has your perspective changed after watching this video? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to discover a new psychology content that could reveal a side of yourself you didn't know, you can click on the video on the screen. See you in that video.